All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cover 4 Sports, where four guys sit down and cover sports. So this time we got a new fourth member. This here is River, actually brother to Dawson.
You see the family resemblance?
No, not at all.
Not at all. They're basically the same person.
20.
Alex is in Barcelona, right?
Yep. Yeah.
He's Barcelona, so we're going to be doing things a little bit different
Thanks
this
for all
week.
the money that y'all support us with to get him there.
Something like that.
Something like that.
12 cents later.
Right.
So we're going to do things a little bit different this week. No homer helpful this week because the Cowboys are on bye and we're all Cowboys homers, so go figure. We're going to start by talking about the trade deadline. I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but then on the actual day of the trade deadline, there was 10 picks. There's
it was
10
crazy.
trades that
It
happened.
was crazy.
The most trades that have ever happened on a trade deadline.
Messed up everybody's fantasy.
Yeah,
For real.
Mine too, a little bit. So I'll kind of go ahead and get us started because I really want to talk about this one. I was very interested about how this happened. Calvin Ridley actually got traded to the Jaguars in the midst of all the madness, which, that's a name we haven't heard in a very long time.
They're so desperate to trade for people that aren't even playing football.
Right.
But if you think about it, going forward, that's a really that's a power.
When's the last time
That's a power move. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't really hurt himself. He's been out doing things that are off the field issues, and
They're definitely buying low.
Hey, this is like it's like a prove it point for Calvin Ridley for sure.
Exactly.
It definitely is.
Does
But
he still want to be in the league?
gives Trevor Lawrence someone to throw the ball to that's a little bit more reliable than
He likes throwing to the
Christian
defense.
Kirk. That's fair. That's fair. Well, nevertheless, we're not going to see this guy take the field until 2023 or 2024, whatever. 2023, and we all knew this going
more
forward.
mature by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I personally would like to think, I think this really helps this offense. They traded away James Robinson. They're feeling really good about their run game. They've got a pretty solid tight end. Offensively, they really just need someone to beat the coverage. So Trevor Lawrence has a little bit of a cushion to rely on. So how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that this actually improves them for next year? Do you think this really makes a difference? Is this team going to be more deadly going forward or what?
I think Calvin Ridley is such a flyer that I wouldn't touch him. What'd they give up to get him?
Not much. I don't believe.
I would hope not.
Yeah, really. Calvin Ridley. You haven't heard his name in so long, and
He doesn't play football.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree.
What does he play then?
Well, a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick. So a second-round pick for someone who hasn't played
That's a
football.
little risky. That's definitely risky right there.
Last year, he stepped away halfway through the season for personal issues, and then he got caught gambling and didn't play any of this year. Seems like he's got a lot going on to give a second and a fifth round
If you
pick.
look at what he was doing on the field, though, I gotta say it's more impressive than Christian Kirk. Okay,
betting with the refs
on the field. He
Yeah,
wasn't even
giving
betting.
$100 handshakes.
He wasn't even betting on a game he was a part of. So
Was he giving signatures to refs like Mike Evans?
Mike Evans is still in the league. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Mike Evans is still playing.
I personally like to think I like the move. I think the Jags are trying to take themselves more seriously. They didn't sell Josh Allen despite all the calls. Not the other Josh Allen. The defensive player Josh Allen, despite all the calls they were fielding throughout the trade deadline. And I was all over the trade deadline. I was literally sitting on my computer refreshing every 10 seconds, seeing who was calling for who.
Well, we'll see.
I applaud the Falcons for it.
We'll see if they can.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can actually get the ball. We'll see if he can actually get the ball. So.
All right, what do you nerds got?
All right, Aaron, let's talk about your trade.
I want to do this one because it kind of upsets me as a Cowboys fan. And that's the trade. Let me find it real quick just to be real sure. It's a trade of Roquan Smith. And that's somebody that, as a Cowboys fan, I definitely wanted them to get their hands on. And they really only had to give up a second and a fifth-round pick to get him, which this is an all-pro middle linebacker. He's a beast in the run stopping, and he can cover. He can do it all. I remember when he was playing in Georgia, he was just dominant, and he's still been dominant for Chicago. So really, I think the only reason they're getting rid of him is because they have a new GM, new coach, new regimen, and they don't really appreciate him for what he's worth. Because I think he's worth more than a second and a fifth round pick. And if you would have told me as a Cowboys fan that we could have gave that up to get him, I would have signed that in a heartbeat. Because he's a Sean Lee type player. He is just all over the place, and he is dominant. So. Good pickup for Baltimore. I feel like Chicago, I don't know what they're doing.
Fire sale.
Yeah.
No, it's something, right? They're just.
It's something.
He is on his last year's contract, and they weren't able to work out a long-term contract with him, so I think they were just trying to get – they didn't want to tie up a bunch of money with them, but they wanted to get something back, so I guess it works out for both sides.
Props to the Ravens though, because I mean, talk about a team that needed
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's
Yeah,
what,
right.
That's
I mean,
exactly
yeah,
what I was about to
Ravens
say.
definitely needed
That's
it.
exactly what I was about to say too.
The
It's like
defense needs a lot of help.
the Ravens have
I mean,
been like
they signed themselves up for a massive headache though when you think about it, because I mean, you know, Lamar's contract's coming in, and like the guy's literally walking around like, you know, picking up people's signs saying like, "Pay the man," and
they just need to pay him.
Yeah. Contract, so I don't know. That's a whole financial headache that I.
no.
wouldn't
I
wanna deal
mean,
with,
I really don't know what to expect out of it. All I know is that like I don't know what Chicago's doing. They're doing something there. I think they're really in a rebuilding phase. But
until the Chase Claypool.
I mean,
I just well, that's true though. I mean, I don't know, but Ravens though, good move for them because they needed defensive help, and I think that going forward, their team is now starting to look okay. Like this
They
is
should
a
trade
little
for
bit
a
more
receiver.
Yeah, they really. Yeah,
I mean,
they
if you
should've
really-
They got
Yeah.
Duvernay as number one.
I mean, if you really want to go into it, I mean, like you said, Browns are rebuilding, considering they just got
The Bears,
the Bears, not the Browns, because they just got Claypool, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to see though. We just got to see. I mean, you still got. Justin Fields
I mean, I
surgery,
think
so
I think the Claypool trade is going to be.
maybe it'll take some
really-
heat off of David Montgomery. We're not sure yet.
I mean, exactly, and Justin Fields. You know, I mean, he's been everywhere.
That brings
lately,
us to our next
everywhere.
trade, though, the Chase Claypool trade. Go ahead, talk about that.
I mean, yeah, you are right. I mean, how I feel about it, you know, it's going to give, you know, it's going to take a lot of heat off of everybody. You know, Justin Fields, he's going to actually have a target out there that he can throw to. And I think overall, it's going to really open up the Bears' offense, you know, and it's gonna be really tough. I don't know what the Steelers are thinking, but overall, good for the Bears.
They
You
got
know,
too many
yeah,
mouths to feed.
I mean,
No,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
true. I mean, that's true. They do
Yeah.
got too much mouths to feed, but like then again, you know, they're getting rid of a really good wide receiver. You know, I mean, you could go back and forth. I mean, you could go back and forth on the trade, but overall, I mean, good for the Bears for getting
I
that
think
trade through.
they used the pick they got from Roquan Smith. Am I right on that? Because they got a second and fifth. I think they used the second.
They did trade a second.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
did.
think they used that second for Chase Claypool.
I mean,
No,
how do
it
how do y'all feel about the trade? You know, I mean, obviously we all feel differently about it.
Pittsburgh, they got that first round pick they used on Pickens, and then they got Deontay Johnson. Like, they have enough wide receivers to throw a ball.
No, Pittsburgh,
They
and they have
don't
Najee Harris.
They definitely don't really have like the offense right now to be, you know, making like
They don't have the
serious
quarterback.
plays.
No, they don't have the
So
quarterback
I
for it
think
at all.
for, you know, longevity of their team getting the picks and settling on the fact that this might be Mike Tomlin's first losing season in a while.
Nah, I would come out.
It's going to be his
Oh,
first
it's-
season. It's going to be. And and I think Chicago, though, I agree with River here. Chicago definitely made the right move there because they were desperate for
I
a
think it'll help to an
receiver.
extent, but I mean, Justin Fields still be running. For
He
his
still
life.
isn't
I mean, he's still
No,
he's
yeah.
over here running like a running back. You know, he's
He made the Cowboys defense.
yeah.
No, he
You're not
needs to.
wrong. You're not wrong.
He did.
You know, but like, I just feel like Justin Fields has been putting way too much pressure on himself. You know, like with this trade, you know, he's going to be able to open up his opportunities to throw to different wide receivers. He's not going to have to trust on Montgomery, and he's not going to have to trust on himself to fucking run.
It does help his options.
No, it does.
Yeah,
He
it
has
does,
a
yeah.
legitimate receiver now.
It does.
Great
It
from
does.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah,
But that brings us to our last trade, which is I have to talk about it because we actually briefly talked about it in the last podcast. As I can't believe he was right, but the guy that's not here, he's gonna be watching this and be like, "I told you so."
Cue flashback.
Yeah,
Cue
just like cue flashback now.
Denver's in a tough place. Simmons is a great free
I've
safety.
heard the-
Slot him in there. I don't know what you got to give him. Maybe we can put a deal where Bradley Chubb comes too. I mean, I don't care. I don't care if that's everything we own
That's
for draft
all
picks for the next.
Last week we actually we did a Homer helpful on Miami, and one of the questions I actually brought up is like, what moves do you need to make on defense because the Miami team already had so many injuries, and so he actually said, what if they go out and get nonetheless Bradley Chubb? And I think it's crazy thinking about it now, but he was exactly right. That's what they did. And they got Bradley Chubb, and they gave away what, a first round, fourth round, and Chase Edmonds for Bradley Chubb. Is that right?
Hey,
they
yeah,
got
that's
a good
right. I mean,
linebacker, too.
then again, you know, they're not. I mean, if I may jump in here, you know, them getting rid of Chase Edmonds. I mean, there's nothing really you can say on that. This year has been really rough on Chase Edmonds.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad move. I think it's a great move for Miami. I think getting Bradley Chubb is going to help out their defense a lot. And they didn't. I mean, Chase Edmonds he dropped everything. He was.
I don't even want to touch on that
They
subject.
upgraded that
They,
spot.
Everybody
and
knows.
honestly,
Everybody already
and
knows.
if you think about it, another trade happened too. They gave away a 5th round to get Jeff Wilson, right? Jeff Wilson Jr. So I mean,
Oh, I forgot
honestly,
about that.
honestly, they upgraded in that position because they got rid of Chase Edmonds, and now they have Jeff Wilson sitting in there. So I think it was all the way around a great trade by Miami.
They're
for
definitely
sure.
trying to go for it while Tua's still in that rookie contract,
Oh,
making
absolutely.
low-end
They're still
quarterback
dealing
money.
with an
Hey, I
absurd
mean-
amount of injuries on defense, but Bradley Chubb is such a huge.
No, I think it
didn't
helps.
think
It
I didn't
helps.
think
It's
they were gonna
something.
get that.
It's
That's
something.
insane.
You know, it's something. So
Have
that's
the
I think it's
deepest
good.
talent.
I mean, touching on that Miami topic real quick, kind of off topic. I'm glad to see that Tua's back in the game. That he made actually kind of a quick, speedy recovery. I'm glad that he's doing well.
His fingers seem fine.
Yeah, his
Right.
fingers seem fine.
No, I saw him cross up in the last game. He's throwing.
I'm just glad that he's okay because with everything that happened with him, that's a really serious injury. Especially you can't fix the brain. You can fix everything else, but you can't fix the brain.
Almost.
There was this medical expert that came out after the injury, and he was like, "Tua, bro, you gotta retire, dog. Like, there's no way, man." And
He's like, I'm getting
he
paid.
pretty much came back and said, "Shut the fuck up, bro." Like, I still got it.
He's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm.
You
I'm
see
gonna-
my paycheck?
Just like I said, I'm just giving him a lot of props. You gotta rest on him a little bit because the way that he's been playing, even though he's been back like as if he didn't even get injured.
We're
He's
always
like,
glad to
what
see people get
season?
healthy.
What? Like you saw me season? You
always-
gotta catch these hands. That's what you're gonna do.
Always good.
Especially how.
What's up?
I was just gonna say, I thought it was worth mentioning. Last week when we were praising Alex for getting Bradley Chubb right, this is also the same guy that picked the Steelers to beat. What was it? Freaking.
Who they
It was the Eagles,
team?
right?
Yeah, the Eagles.
Yeah.
I would like the Pittsburgh money line, please.
Ooh.
No question.
The first loss
I
for the
will-
Philadelphia Eagles,
I-
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Correct. I would like to explain when I get back in 3
Floor is
weeks
yours.
from Spain.
Okay, this guy's gonna take a month off because he's afraid to talk about this one.
AJ Brown, 3 touchdowns.
I was gonna say Buffalo, and I was like, that's not right. Buffalo fucking shit on.
And I think we said that we all were like, no, that's a terrible pick. And then he said, if I'm right,
we gotta bring it back up. So let's just.
yeah, we're bringing it back up. We were right. You were wrong. Okay. But this will lead us into our next big topic, which is going to be fantasy trade. So we're mid-season into the fantasy season now.
Shout out to my 4-4 teams.
I don't want to talk about mine.
I'm
But anyways,
5-3.
but there's also been a lot of huge injuries out there. I mean, you have like Breece Hall out there getting like huge injuries that are devastating to some teams. So we're actually going to bring up some key options here, and we'll actually start with Anthony again. So fantasy player that you think that you should be trading for, or maybe sell high that's not already on your team.
See, this is a tough one for me because there's a lot that's been going on throughout the NFL right now, and obviously if you're in need of a position, you want to get somebody that you can actually get your hands on. That's somebody else in your league isn't going to be an asshole about.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I think the first thing that comes to mind, and this is probably a little personal, Michael Thomas just got ruled out for the season today. It turns out
R.I.P. Michael Thomas is done.
Turns out his toe is really fucked up or something.
You thought you had a sleeper pick.
Yeah, I had a
His
sleeper pick
Toby
for like 2
looking
weeks.
at this is my strong arm.
I had the best 2-week player in the league. That one hurt. I mean, with Jarvis Landry still all over the place, I think right now, if there's someone in your league that has Chris Olave and you have a means to obtain him, right now his numbers are actually really average. I was actually looking at this earlier today for making this trade. He's kind of middle of the pack for fantasy points for wide receivers, so you might be able to pull this one off. Because I think going forward, I looked at the strength of the schedule, the defense he's about to play, cupcake. Andy Dalton's rapport with him is starting to grow.
That's my only worries. Andy Dalton's
Dalton's been selected over Jameis Winston to keep starting.
Jameis Winston gets you more fantasy points though.
But Jameis Winston's fine, and he's not playing in these games. You know what I mean? They're getting Jarvis Landry back, and I mean Jarvis Landry might be worth a look, but I really think Chris Olave is going to be the focal point of this offense going forward. So if you can get your hands on him, do what you can.
I like that one.
I think that's a good move. What you got?
Aaron, what do you got?
For me, it doesn't really have to do much with injury, but some of the trades that went down. I'm looking over at the Steelers offense, and I see a young wide receiver taken in the first round that is Pickett's new favorite target, and they just traded one of their target eaters on the offense. I mean, Claypool, he wasn't a huge part of the offense, but they did try to make sure to get him the ball. So those whatever 5 to 10 targets or whatever it was that were available to him are not going to be up to grabs. And I think Deontay Johnson, another good target, but I like Pickens the best because he's just been getting better and better each week, and he's a talented young guy, and he's Pickens' favorite target. So
He's got some athletic catches already.
Do you think the value of Najee Harris goes up from this or no?
Najee's just not
I think
good.
I think everybody on the Pittsburgh offense, their value goes up a little bit, maybe except the quarterback. But like I said, they were making sure to get Chase Claypool targets and touches, whether it was running, passing. So I think everybody's touches go up a little bit, which when you get touches, like you're bound to get some points. So I think it will help a little bit.
I like Pickens as the pick.
And I like Pickens as the better
I
quarterback.
gotta say, I don't think it does much for Najee. Najee's just been not running great this year. I've been looking at like some of the film that they've been throwing on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, here's this wide open hole." I've seen a little bit on Leonard from that too. I'm not gonna lie, but like these wide open holes, and they're like,
No,
they just get stuck in the line.
bro. This reminds me. Did you see that? It was a little skip-it of Najee. He got the ball. He was on a bootleg going out, and he literally just stands there. There's like two defenders in front of him. He just goes like this for like a second. And then gets
He was like Paul Blart
and
Mall
they-
Cop in it, bro.
No, they actually put out a video where they compared it to Paul Blart Mall Cop, where he just literally goes like this. It was so bad, bro.
I can't even, bro.
Find that, send it to me. Put it right here.
Honestly, though, that hurt.
Should I trade him?
Second round draft pick, that hurts. Okay,
That does hurt.
Oh, dude, I can't.
but I don't. My feelings are starting to get a little hurt here, so we're gonna go ahead and move to the next
cry?
topic. No, I might be crying. River, what were you thinking for?
Okay, so
fantasy
I
value?
mean,
Are you trading high? What are you doing?
I mean, look, it kind of goes both ways. You know, it all depends on the way you look at it. Me, of course, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm going to talk about Tony Pollard.
That's a good one. I
Okay,
like it. Okay.
you know me personally, I have Tony Pollard in one of my leagues. You know,
What a guy.
and this last week, I kid you not, he was breaking ankles. Okay, homie was going in. He was all there. I don't know what he was on, but that's how he'd be playing. Okay.
Steroid test right now.
But look, Tony Pollard's, he's right there under Zeke. He did good last week because Zeke was out. Now, it is bye week for Cowboys, like we said earlier. So Zeke's going to have 2 weeks to recover. Basically like 2.5, 3. So even though with Zeke being back, Tony Pollard has just had a very standard, like
Still perform.
he performs no matter what. Even when he's splitting grabs with Zeke, he's putting up the points that you need. Just those, whether it be like 2 points you need to win, he's there. He's putting up like what other secondary running backs aren't. I think he's overall a really good pick.
So are you saying trade for him, or are you trying to say sell high?
I mean, to be completely honest, if someone's hurting really bad for a running back, sell high. But if you're hurting really bad and you have Tony Pollard and you're like, I don't really need him, I would say trade for him. Me, honestly, I've already had a couple gives for my Tony Pollard. I had someone wanting to give Lockett for my Pollard. And
It's hard to want to trade him because he's all over the place. I kind of have some thoughts on this too because I'm also a Tony Pollard owner, and I've been like all season like, I'm just going to trade him when he's got decent value, but nobody wants to give you decent value for Tony Pollard.
No.
And so,
Exactly.
And then after a week like this, I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up, I understand. But my thoughts on this are, honestly, I'm still kind of in the sell range. And the reason being, for me personally, is just because, look with Malik Davis. They were working this guy you've never fucking heard of. It's still getting worked out a solid amount. I think Tony Pollard only wind up getting like 14 carries. You'll never see this guy get 20 carries. I know he got amazing yardage. I know he got 3 touchdowns, but even after the third touchdown, he's going up to coach, and I saw like the sounds of the sidelines thing. He's going up to coach, and he's like, all right, that's it, I'm gassed, pull me.
Yeah.
And, obviously, we're well ahead in the rest of the game, and if they need him to do something, they'll do something, but throughout his college career and throughout his career in the NFL, he's been a very limited running back, and everybody just assumes that the Cowboys being moronic. But
Well, college is a receiver.
well, that's what I'm saying though. Like his usage at the skill position, is that.
But he's a great speed back. That's what he's known for, and that's why
He's
they're
more of the
limited.
change
That's why they're
of pace,
limited.
but he's not going to have the durability to be like a lead back all the time, and Zeke's still going to be there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think right now after a big freaking 3 touchdown, 35.
Sell high.
Oh, sell high.
Sell high.
I'm all there.
yeah.
I'm all there.
I heard a snippet
Yeah.
from the running backs coach in Dallas because this is a bye week, so it's one of 2 times they get to talk to the assistant coaches. Once like in training camp, and then once during the bye week. So that's when they actually had time off. And running backs coach was asked kind of a similar question about them splitting time. And he's like, well, Tony Pollard's like that fast sports car, that exotic Ferrari or whatever. And what makes him so special is he can get it and go like fast, but like you don't want to overrun him. Like you don't want to use him too much because that's going to take away from what makes him special is that burst of speed. So you want him fresh when he's in there just so he can bolt. And then he said Zeke is like a luxury sedan. Like you can put a lot of miles on him. You're not going to need a lot of maintenance and stuff like that. And he'll like take you a long ways and like get the job done. But you want that Ferrari for every now and then when you want to hit the gas and go. And so I don't see Tony Pollard ever getting, like you said, more than 15 touches because that's just not who he is. Honestly, there's been 4 games where he's had less than 10 carries. So like over half the time he's getting less than 10 carries. And maybe if you bust 1 or 2 for a touchdown, he'll put up points. But if I had someone trying to give me a starter for him, I'm trading him because he's not starting on my fantasy team.
If you're that team with no running backs though, and like you're really bleeding, you think your season might be over. If there's someone to go for that's going to be a secondary back that you want to try to get your hands on, Tony Pollard's probably the guy.
Yeah,
he's easily the best like handcuff in the league.
And you see, that's where I come back in. I wouldn't play him as like my first running back, but like him as a flex, it's really good. Get some of your people out there to having bye weeks. Having him on your sideline just to put in there for like a week or 2.
If you just
it really
Michael
helps.
Thomas, he's a great supplement for Michael Thomas.
Yeah. For example,
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
That one hurt too. That one hurt too.
But like I said, he's just.
It gets tough, guys.
Pollard's just a really, really good backup. Like you said, some people may consider him a running back 1. He could be. But like for us,
he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah,
the year.
He's 16th ranked running back right now.
He might be
pretty insane.
Probably better than Najee.
He's definitely better than.
He scored more points last week than Najee scored this season.
But that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. He's really held a special place in my heart. Because he's really helped me out this year.
All of us.
We're on the topic of fantasy, so before Dawson picks his pick, I just wanted to like publicly, congratulate Dawson.
I wasn't
for getting
saying
his first dub. His first dub.
What is he? This is like week 9.
Let's go.
He's 1-7. He is 1-7.
I just, from here on out, I'm just eating dubs. Like
Jameson
Winston eating dubs.
Hey, give me
Oh
those
wow, he
crab
only had
legs.
one to eat. He ate it.
I ate it. It was too easy. It was a
His
snack.
finger looking
Coming
good,
back,
too.
right? This leads me to the next and final fantasy pick that I think that you should be trading for, not selling high. And it actually is due to an injury. And so that is going to be on the Baltimore offense. Rashad Bateman is out for the season, so that one was a killer.
They already didn't have any receivers.
No, they really didn't. But now who do you throw to?
Mark Andrews, baby.
Okay.
Andrew's hurt right now too.
Yeah, he's hurt too. I don't
He's
even want to.
questionable. He play.
Yeah, well, that's what they said the last
Isaiah
time.
That's what they say. That's just like the same thing. Darren Waller's going to go play.
If there's anybody you're getting right now, Devin Duvernay.
Yeah.
Duvernay. Wide receiver 1
Marquise
has
Brown.
to be.
Oh, they traded him.
Oh yeah, they already traded Marquise. Oh, he's out for like the next. He's out for the
Duvernay
next
got like a
week.
big
I just
rushing
think
touchdown or
Duvernay
something last week, right?
They traded him for that first round pick they used on Bateman.
Yeah.
Anyways, Duvernay, get him if you can. I just think he's going to be an outstanding pick.
Oh, he's there. He's on the waiver wire.
He's there.
You can pick him up.
You can probably honestly you probably pick him up,
Actually-
especially in your
If you're
8-10 man
really
leagues.
smart, you're probably trading for him. Devin Duvernay's been okay.
8-10 man leagues, definitely 8 team leagues. I mean, like he's definitely be there, but yeah, just if you're hurting at wide receiver or flex and you need something there, definitely try to go for Duvernay. I think he'll be a good asset.
I gotta agree. Duvernay's been an interesting this year because I've looked at his stats throughout the season. I mean, he got a weird rushing touchdown last week. Earlier this season, he got a punt return for a touchdown.
It's really
and
weird.
now he's looking to be wide receiver 1.
I know, it's just like
he's all over the place.
All over the place, but like but that also tells you that he's versatile. His versatility,
absolutely.
So like, I mean, you can trust him in any position. So I think he'll be great.
You know why I trust Duvernay? Because hook 'em horns, baby.
That's true. That is
On
true.
horn.
That is true.
I've seen him
I
do it
forgot,
before.
I forgot about that.
I've seen
That's
him
huge.
carry the load.
Yeah.
Sam Ellinger.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about that too.
I would try to get him if he was on the waiver wire for sure, or like you get him for cheap.
Right,
I
yeah,
still don't
he's
trust
on the
Lamar
waiver wire
Jackson to throw the ball a lot, so like I'm not going too crazy, but
Hey, but their defense is better now, so
yeah,
and maybe they won't have to.
they'll get the ball back more.
Yeah, they'll get the ball back more. So
The
maybe
offense
they
won't
can
be running out
targets,
the clock.
Exactly. So
Game picks.
yeah, but yeah, this leads us to our last segment that we always do, and that is gonna be game picks for this week. And we're just gonna run through those and maybe even talk about some key key reasoning behind our picks as well. So we'll let Anthony, Aaron over here is going to be the one doing it, but we'll have Soda Jock over here. That's going to be the one to start us out for the game picks.
We're gonna start with America's game of the week.
Okay.
The Eagles versus Texans.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
Let's-
we do all
yeah, we
these
can skip this
record
one.
on Thursdays,
And,
this hasn't started.
Brandon
yet.
Cooks is out.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is out.
Do we think
because
the
he's
Texans can cover the
really
13.5
pissed
point spread at home? At home, guys.
Look,
Oh, they're at home?
At home,
Oh,
they're
okay.
favored by. No, wait, no, it's Eagles favored by.
I'll put it
13.5.
like this:
Oh, okay.
the only thing that I'm not going to put in the favor of the Eagles, I mean, it's going to be Eagles win, Eagles.
Please give
spread,
them the first
Eagles
loss.
Everything. I wish they could. I don't think they will because they're out Nico Collins. They have Brandon Cooks missing, not for personal reasons, because he's really fucking pissed off. That
Yeah, he didn't want to play
traded.
for that losing team. He's like, I told you I'd trade me to the Cowboys. They
Trade me,
5-1.
I was going to be in Jerry's world. No,
I was trying to win the Super Bowl.
So for me, the only thing that I have to say about this game in favor of the Texans is I really feel like this is going to be a good fantasy game for Dameon Pierce. I think there's really not
They got
many
nowhere
other
else to
options
go.
at all. I mean, Philip Dorsett is your top wide receiver against great coverage for the Eagles.
They're gonna put
It's gonna
the
be a-
running back out wide.
It's
Right.
going to be a low-scoring game with high volume to
Hail
Dameon
Mary, let's
Pierce.
go.
And honestly,
You
I
I'm
know
gonna slot.
I know I'm saying the Eagles are just going to shit on Houston here, but I do want to say shout out to Dameon Pierce for he's actually the leading rookie rusher this year, even over what's his face.
Are you,
No,
you
he's
better not say
solid.
Brees Hall because like he's out.
Well,
Well, is he over Brees Hall? Because Brees Hall is doing pretty good.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, up to that week, I don't think he was. I think Brees Hall was leading Dameon Pierce.
That
wow.
was like last week, wasn't it?
Dameon Pierce is still
Brees
leading
Hall
now,
injury?
nonetheless.
Yeah.
That was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Either the stat line, Brees Hall or not Brees Hall.
Regardless,
Dameon Pierce has been doing pretty
He is
solid.
doing pretty well.
But yeah, Eagles
I was
take the
high on him in
spread, take the
preseason.
win, take everything. And if they don't, if I'm wrong, shout out Houston.
All right, Riff, what's your quick take on it? Who you got?
I mean, look, I can agree with Anthony over here. You know, as much as I want the Eagles to lose one because, you know, I'm a Cowboys fan, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think at first, you know, the first couple quarters, it might be a little close, but right after halftime, you know, it's just going to start spreading. And, you know,
That's when we drink.
Eagles are going to be carrying over like 2 to 3 more
Are we
touchdowns.
doing a drinking game to this game? I'm kind of scared.
I got to drive home.
Yeah, I know.
Every Eagles touchdown.
Hey, I mean, look, if A.J. Brown can have a good game like he did last week, I'm all for it. But like I said, you know,
A.J. Brown got the
Eagles are going to
drug
be
test.
going
Did he?
Yeah, right
over
after
the
last
Texans.
week.
If
he was
I'm
like,
wrong,
Well, I got
if
a
I'm
random
wrong,
drug test. What do you know?
Miles Sanders is gonna be MVP.
what do you think? What do you think, Dawson?
I mean, nothing else to say. Philly's gonna win. Cover the spread. That's it.
Miles Sanders MVP. Texans could not stop any running back at all. Like for the past 2 or 3 years, like they could put up Bijan Robinson the first week 1, and they still would not be able to stop him. I'm like, this guy.
Emily, Gene, can you guys say cover 4?
Oh yeah, we got to touch the guys. No, but seriously, they're gonna run all over them. Eagles cover the spread.
For sure.
All right, next game that we got on the list, another great game. Actually, this one might be a little bit more competitive. There's not very many winning teams in the league this year. Everybody's like around 500.
You're like me. It's okay.
No, they ain't
not
like
that
you.
bad.
No, look,
The
the Texans are
the
better
Texans.
than you.
I'm gonna head out. All right.
The Texans actually have a better record than you right now.
Everyone has a better record than me. Okay.
You're like the Raiders.
Next game is gonna be
Holy
Bro, you're a
shit.
Raiders
Chargers at
No, I'm not.
Falcons.
Chargers at Falcons.
Chargers are favored by 3.
Who you got, Aaron? You take this one.
Chargers at Falcons. Easy.
I actually, I'll go against the grain. I'll take the Falcons in this one. They've been playing pretty solid, competitive.
Division leaders.
I can't really say that for the Chargers. Like, they're down the top 2 receivers as well. So I think Eckler will have a huge game. Huge. He's already
gonna
like the
get
number 1
Atlanta.
receiver,
I mean-
and then they just lost it. Like, he's gonna get so many targets in the passing game. But I'll take the Falcons.
You know, I mean, I agree with Aaron, actually. You know, I could go with him, especially with the Chargers having people out. I take the Falcons. They've been really going for the wins.
Are we taking the
lately.
money line then? Y'all taking the money line there?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Money
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, money time. Yeah.
Money
Okay.
time.
What do you got, Dawson?
I'm taking the Chargers on this one. I don't know what y'all are thinking. Chargers are gonna. dominate Atlanta. I mean,
They
Atlanta's
haven't dominated anybody all season.
okay, but Atlanta's defense is terrible. Terrible.
The
Dog water.
Chargers.
I mean,
No,
Chargers
we're
defense
not
is better
gonna
than
do that.
Atlanta.
Defense on paper looks better, but they're not.
I'm not saying
They
that
get to
I'm
meet
not saying they're
injuries.
great, but I'm saying they're better than Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta,
Chargers defense is better than Atlanta.
So
And you still got Marcus Mariota.
I can't believe we're going
Which
like
is-
3 out of 4 the Falcons.
Still worried
this,
about
but
Giselle, so.
I'm actually going to take the Falcons too. I mean, the Falcons just made a bunch of moves on the trade deadline too. They got that corner from where was it? I can't remember. They just got a new corner though, and their pass coverage has been pretty weak throughout the year. The run defense has been.
They got rid of Ridley, which is a good sign for them.
Austin Eckler's
Yeah.
going to go like stupid crazy, but I mean at the end of the day, I still think the Falcons. I mean, division leaders now have a little bit more of a fighting chance than the Chargers because the Chargers are no Mike Williams. It's looking like Keenan Allen is not going to be able to play, so the whole offense is going to be Carter and what's his
Eckler.
face?
Palmer.
No, just
Palmer
Eckler.
and
He's not gonna
Eckler.
throw
It's just going to be Eckler, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be Palmer,
Eckler had
Eckler. You have
15
Gerald
targets.
Everett.
And then
Gerald
we're
Everett gets targets.
Atlanta's
every
going to
single
figure
week.
this out, and the Chargers
Everett.
are going to lose. The Chargers
We'll see.
are going to
We'll
lose.
For this
We'll see,
one,
but I think Chargers.
I don't
I
want
think
to
No.
Chargers
spread
win.
anything. I think it's very close to a money line in either direction, but I'm going to barely give the edge to the Falcons just because division leaders after last week, it stands for something.
They're all hyped about something.
Did y'all
about
know
lose.
that Eckler is on pace to have the most receptions for a running back in NFL?
And that's
history?
huge because Christian McCaffrey had like this insane season. Just
I didn't know
years
that.
Yeah, and LaDainian Tomlinson too.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
All right, on to
To me, so Dolphins and the Bears. That's the next game.
You just know that?
So look, this is going to be probably the game. I mean, this is the game I want to watch at 12.
Miami's favored by 4.5.
Because with my Cowboys being out, I wanted to watch a game, and I think I'm going to end up watching this game because the Bears, they just had those two trades. So I think this is going to be a really competitive game for the Dolphins. It's not going to be an easy sweep, but I think the Dolphins will probably. I think they'll win it by a field goal. I think the Dolphins are going to win it by a field goal.
I'll go next. Dolphins are going to stomp Chicago. Not even close. I'll take the spread easy. I mean, they're going to win at least by 10. And Tua is going to have another field day. I said last week he was going to go for 400 plus yards. Guys, I was wrong. It was actually 382. I'm sorry there. Idiot. I know, terrible of me. But I still think he throws over 350 here. Chicago lost 2 of their best defensive players in the trades before the trade deadline. So, I mean, it's going to be a field day. I actually think Mostert's going to come out and have a good game against them since he's starting to get that RB1 role there. So, good job for Alex having that Mostert on your team there. He told me not to draft Chase Edmonds. I drafted him anyways, and it was a terrible, terrible choice there. But anyways, so Mostert has a good week. And even, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, they're still killing it. Those dudes are killing it. But what do y'all think about that one?
I gotta agree a little bit. I mean, you look at how last week went, and Chicago's very susceptible to run. They're one of the worst run defenses in the league right now. Look at what Tony Pollard did to them.
Exactly.
You got Jeff Wilson coming into town to kind of help out Raheem Mostert a little bit more than Chase Edmonds did. I think the tag team duo there with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Mike Gesicki, I am afraid for the Bears in this game. I'm gonna be honest; they can come out and drop 30. I mean, Miami's defense really isn't that good, but 30's still gonna lose you the game by like 30 probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think
I think Miami's offense is too overpowered right now for a team like Chicago. I gotta take Miami and all the spread, everything. What you got?
I'm going to take Miami to win the game, but I'll take the Bears to cover the spread. I think it'll be closer than people think because, like you were leading to, I think the Bears offense, they will put up some points against Miami's defense.
Is that a cover 4?
And, that's going to be a cover 4 for us, guys.
Cover 4!
Not surprising. One interesting stat I want to say for this game is Tyreek Hill is on pace to have the most receiving yards of any receiver in NFL history.
Can we just for
Breaking
a split second-
Megatron's
Can we just for a
record.
split second talk about how Tyreek Hill gets traded from the Chiefs and he's doing fucking better with the Dolphins and
Because they target him like crazy.
He was targeted like crazy with the Chiefs.
I mean,
Hey, look!
spread it out.
I have Tyreek Hill in one of my leagues, and he is literally the one guy that has been getting me the dubs. He's been doing the extra miles that these other guys have.
trade him, bro, or
what? What, for Jalen Waddle?
Okay. I would trade fucking Waddle for
Deal.
Tyreek Hill. Deal right now. Trade it to me now, please.
All right.
Let's go for that next pick.
The next game is going to be the Panthers at Bengals. I got
We got Dawson.
Cincy by 7.
It's tough. 7.
Bengals got embarrassed last week.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing.
Well, so Cincinnati, so Carolina is a team that's built on run. Even whenever they traded CMC, they're still built on run. You got Chuba Hubbard that's possibly coming back. You have Deontay Foreman, Dante, whatever. Yeah, he actually had a really good game last week.
They both
Fantastic
Like
game.
3 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
By the way, there was
No,
like
no,
5 or
that's
6 running backs. They got like 3 touchdowns last
Yeah,
week.
no, it
That's
was
kinda
crazy. It was crazy. It was like almost like college ball. I felt like, honestly, but Foreman, like, I mean, him having Chuba Hubbard back. Carolina is such a run heavy team, and Cincinnati's run defense is actually pretty decent. So, I think if they have that under control, I think Cincinnati's going to win the game. Now by 7, I don't think so. I would rather take the money line here for Cincinnati, even if it's a negative. I mean, I don't think they can win by 7. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I do think this is a bounce back week for Joe Burrow.
Last week was fucking nuts when in that Carolina Atlanta game. Did y'all watch that game?
Yeah.
I watched that start to finish. That game was insane.
DJ Moore, what's wrong?
That
with
was
him?
what's up.
No. Everybody wants to blame DJ Moore, dude. Okay,
It is his fault.
the kicker missed an extra point. I know we got back to
48 yards.
Okay, but then the overtime kick missed
It was
as well.
I think it was
bro.
a backup kicker.
Literally, no, this is their starter kicker. I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
he's been trash.
Either way, he missed 2 field goals to cost the game. You can say what you want about DJ. By the way, the NFL also came out and said that what DJ Moore did after the game was not technically a violation, so he shouldn't have been flagged.
How is it not? I thought you couldn't take it off your helmet.
It was something to do with like the stipulation of when it happened or some shit. But the NFL came out and said it was about like how they reversed the Dez catch, even
Interesting.
though like it didn't
I won't
fucking
tell
change anything.
Yeah.
For real. But I mean that game was so crazy. But I saw a lot in that game from. I know it was against Atlanta, but I saw a lot from that game about Carolina's fighting spirit. And you look at that entire division, and if Carolina would have won that game at 3-5, they would have been the division leaders. So I mean that says a lot about the state of that division right now. I really think that Carolina's not very far out of it, and I mean with the way the other teams are playing in the NFC, I mean you got to win that division if you want to get in the playoffs. And I'm not saying everybody's playing great, but 3-5 is not going to cut it. So I think Carolina's going to come out swinging in this game. I like their defense. The Bengals without Jamar Chase have looked like a team that struggles
They
to
also
do
always
anything.
struggle against Cleveland.
Yeah, but to be fair, without Jamar Chase, they look like they were in shambles. I'm personally going to say I think Carolina can take the win here. I'm only going to take the money line. The spread's hard to call. Joe Burrow can do anything on a rainy day, so I'll take the money line on Carolina.
You know, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with Anthony on this one. You know, just a little short, real quick. I think Carolina can come back and win this one against Joe Burrow. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think Panthers defense has been playing pretty well lately, and Bengals have not been playing well at all, and they can't block anybody to save their lives. So I will take Panthers to cover the spread, not to win. I think Bengals still pulled out at home,
So
but
Bengals money line.
I don't think that the Bengals won by 7. Well, actually, they had to win by 8, but yeah.
Yeah, so basically, we all agree that they're not going to win by the spread. Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'll take the money line still, but I don't want to bet on the spread. What's next?
All right, next game is going to be the Green Bay Packers at Detroit Lions. You would think that'd be an easy
I don't
pick,
even-
but who
Not
knows?
an easy
not gonna
pick.
be- that's
an
not easy.
pick.
That-
Green Bay is favored by 3.5.
This team's a 1-win team, and I don't know what to think. You know what I mean? Like,
They're just as bad as LA.
All 6 of their
fucking
losses
Raiders.
have been by a combined total of like 10 points.
So, all right, I'll feel the start of this one. Detroit has one of the worst run defenses. Aaron Rodgers last week had to play the Bills, but what I noticed at the beginning of that game was they realized that the formula for them to be successful on offense is to lean on the run game. And that was the first time I feel like all season I've really seen them like depend on it. You had Romeo Doubs kind of show up a little bit there in the beginning before the game fell off and the Bills just took over. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is taking this season very seriously. I mean, they were getting shit on. He was on the sidelines laughing and having a good time.
He doesn't have a serious receiving core, so he's like,
But
I'm not passing the ball to these guys.
I know
Hand
he's,
it off.
I
Hand it
know
off.
he's pissed. They didn't get anything.
Down
Going. They
17,
didn't get
I don't
Chase
care.
Claypool. They didn't get anything out of the trade deadline. I know he's pissed about that stuff. But when we're talking about Detroit, their defense is so set. Now I know their offense has been doing everything and more than you can ask for Jared Goff, missing star players like DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's still hanging in these games. But their defense is so bad. I know I said I wouldn't pick the Packers all year, but I have to pick the Packers. Lean on Aaron Jones. Win this game. Otherwise, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? What do you got?
Yeah, as much as the Packers have sucked this year, they haven't sucked as bad as Detroit's defense. And Detroit's defense is not going to stop anybody. So I think this is actually one of my sleeper stacks of the week. Is going with Aaron Rodgers and any of the receivers, like because they're just so bad on defense,
I don't
and
know
I
about
don't
Aaron
see
Jones.
that changing.
I mean, as much as it hurts me to agree with both of these guys, I agree with them. You know, I don't really like Green Bay at all. You know, I'd rather pick any other team
Next
to
week,
go
Green
for.
Bay's getting
But
shit on.
like they said, you know, Detroit.
They definitely.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Detroit. I think, fuck it, they're probably the worst, at least worst 5 teams there is. You know, if not the worst so far.
There's
They
always
got the
one
worst
team I'll
record.
put below 'em.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I think Green Bay will take it. You know, 2 bad teams going against each other. I think Green Bay will come through.
Wait, did Green Bay? 2? Green
Yeah,
Bay?
Green Bay. They chose Green Bay. I know. I hate as much as I don't want
What's
to.
after 3?
I have to choose game.
Is
Green
1,
Bay.
2, 3, 4.
Cover
Cover 4. Green Bay's gonna win it. I mean, of course, if they lose this game, I'm not choosing Green Bay again. Like honestly, like
I
it's
said that
just
about
like,
the Commanders.
You mean the Redskins?
All right, next up,
Yes.
we got the Indianapolis Colts versus New England Patriots.
That's gonna
New
be
England
a good
is favored by 5.5.
Is it Sam Ellinger still?
It is.
Who you got?
They told Matt Ryan to just go away and never show his face again. 5.5. Yeah, you know what? I've seen Bill Belichick tear apart rookie and young quarterbacks. I know that Sam Ellinger's not a rookie, but he basically is because he didn't play any last year. So I'll take the Patriots to cover because his defensive schemes tend to like break the minds of young quarterbacks.
What you got, River?
I mean, this is a really rough. You know, I mean, it's going to be really hard to choose because you know the Colts. Their defense has been really pulling through. Especially, I mean, the way their defense has been playing. You know, it's been giving their offense enough rest for them to play to their full succeed. You know, I think New England's been playing really well too. But I think this game's going to be really, really close. You know, I think that spread is really accurate, but I don't think New England's going to win. I think Colts are going to win it, you know, by at least a touchdown. You know, I think they're. I don't think New England's offense is ready for the Colts defense, and I think Colts will take the dub.
What do you got?
Colts actually have a really good offense, and like they do have this newer quarterback starting for them over Matt Ryan. But I honestly think this is a bounce back game for JT. And even though
hang on, JT is actually likely to miss
Really?
this game. He's been dealing with an ankle issue, and
Had
they're
no
saying
idea.
not only is it going to affect this game, but it might be affecting JT's snap count for the next
In
like
that case, I
4
definitely like the pick.
Yeah, it might affect JT's snap count for the next.
Who's their
like,
backup
4 or
now?
5 weeks. Now here's the thing with no Naheem Hines, they actually turn instead of their running back 2, not to their running back 3, they turned to their running back 1 in Deion Jackson, actually the best performing single game running back all season. Deion Jackson showed some high. He got like 28 fantasy points in the one game he started.
that's true.
Didn't the Colts trade anybody else that they got?
They traded Naheem Hines.
They traded Naheem
Did they
Hines.
get another running back?
They got
paid.
Zach Moss, I think, but he's
Oh,
not.
they
He's
did,
not going
they
to be
did,
integrated
they
in the
did,
offense
they
yet.
did, yeah.
There's no shot he's integrated in the offense yet.
I'm actually gonna go Indianapolis here. Indianapolis. I just gotta say. I mean, New England. Their defense is pretty stout,
Is that your
but
pick of the week?
their offense is just not been performing.
Is that your pick of the week for survival?
No, it's not. It is not my pick of the week. I will not pick it against New England.
I think
or
we're-
New England again.
I think we're
What
gonna
is your
go-
pick of the week?
No, it's Philly.
Oh yeah, that's
Philly.
easy.
Survival
That's
full pick.
easy.
Philly versus Houston. Come on.
Bro, I would
Survival
that's
full
easy.
pick. You should have chose Philly.
Love to be wrong about that pick, by the way. Just put that out there.
If it happened, but honestly, like how I saw it, if I lose that survival pool, I'm okay with that because
Literally, if
They
the
get- then-
Cowboys,
then
if the
Philly
Cowboys
loses.
beat them, we need some other team to beat them to take over the division.
Okay,
So
but, like, that's what
we
I'm
need
saying.
one other team.
so if
to
they
beat
lose
them.
tonight, like oh wow, it's probably the biggest
Huge.
upset in the season. So yeah,
Yeah,
I lose
I
my
lost
survival.
$20.
So, all right.
I lost
so,
$20, but like whatever.
Fuck their cash flow. Anyways, so back to the Colts Patriots. I'm actually gonna go in favor of the Patriots. Now I'm a Mac Jones hater this season. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely think that Mac Jones is the second best quarterback on that team. So what I want to see is like a slow start. Give me Bailey Zappi by the second half. I'm ready for the real king to gain his crown. But at the end of the day, I mean, you got Jacoby Myers and stuff like that. Kind of weaker wide receiver core overall. They're kind of hurt across the board. But you look at Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson has been fucking crushing. I definitely like the Patriots offense more than I like what's going on with the Colts, and the Patriots defense more than I like the Colts defense. So give me the money line. Spread's gonna be tight. Samuel and will keep him in this game, but I think the Patriots win it.
All right. This next one is a battle of two of the best teams in the AFC. Probably didn't think I'd be saying that before the season started. You got the Bills at the Jets.
Well,
Buffalo is favored by 11.5.
hey,
Points
let me
for
put it this
5-3
way. Let me
team.
put it this way. That spread, yeah, it's a good spread. But I couldn't agree less with that spread. One, yeah, the Bills, they've been coming out really strong. They've been strong since the start. But the way the Jets have been playing lately, they're showing up. I think I take Jets
Over the Bills?
I take Jets over the Bills.
That
I take
is
the
the
Jets.
pick of the week right there.
We'll have
I'm sorry,
we'll have
but
a
I-
new guest next week.
If you get this pick wrong, you have to wear a trash bag over your head. All right?
I'm sorry, but like the way the Jets have been playing, just overall, they've been sticking to it, and I think it's going to be a really, really tight game, but I think overall the Jets are going to win.
So you're taking Jets money line.
Yeah, I'll take Jets money line.
Interesting.
What do you got?
Interesting. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm doing Bills. I'm all the way. I'm
To
doing
cover.
Bills.
Bills Mafia.
To win by 12.
I'm
or
not
more.
gonna. That cover is stupid. I mean,
Maybe. All right, let me step in for Alex right here. Vegas knows something.
Vegas knows something. That shit he says every week. Oh.
yeah, but
Zach Wilson breaks leg first quarter.
no, but he says that for things that shouldn't be. Like it was if like the Jets were favored over the Bills.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's usually when he says that. Like that one is kind of like the Bills are gonna beat the Jets. Like it's just like the Bills are a better team than the Jets. Now, will I say the Jets are not gonna make it competitive? No, it's not gonna be like tonight's game, Philly versus Houston. Like that's not like okay, come on. But I think they're still gonna try. They're gonna still be a little competitive. But the Bills are going to win. Now, do I think by 12? I don't think by 12. I will not take the spread on that one.
I
will not take
vary
the
a
spread
little
on
in
that one.
opinion here because I really think it's very similar to the Texans-Eagles game for me on this one. Now, I think earlier this season it was a different question because the Jets, I feel like the reason they got this record and the reason they're looking so strong is because of what Breece Hall was doing throughout the season. And no shots at James Robinson or anything. But
Oh, he's no Brees Hall.
No, he's not Brees Hall.
Hall.
That's
I mean,
fair. That's fair.
The youth and the speed that guy had brought so much to this team. Elijah Moore's bitching about his receptions. You look at how Zach Wilson played last week, and he's throwing freaking pick after pick, and he looked like he's in shambles. I think they were playing a far inferior team to the Bills, and the Bills have just looked like they're fucking lights out all over the board. Now, props to the Jets defense. I think they'll give them a little run for their money, but
Yeah.
I would still take the Bills to take that spread even at 12, personally.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What do you think?
I'm definitely taking the Bills to win, but not by 12. I think Jets try to run the ball a lot because Zach Wilson's terrible and they don't want to give him the ball.
Can they run?
So they're gonna-
That's the question.
Or they're going to waste a lot of time at least trying. So, yeah, I think, yeah, that's my pick. Bills to win, but not to cover.
It's just like a repeat of Bills Packers last week. For
Right.
me,
All right, next game on the slate is the Minnesota Vikings at Washington Reds Commanders.
Washington Red.
Red Commander.
Red
Red-
Commanders.
the
I like
Red
it. That's a good.
Commanders.
Honestly, I like Red Commanders better than I do like Commanders.
Minnesota favored by 3.
Minnesota spread. Give it to me.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
1-3.
it's easy. It's easy. I mean, Minnesota is
They got
looking
just-
good, and
they
they
just got
just
TJ.
they just got Hawkinson too, which is I mean, come
One of
on.
the best receiving tight ends in the
Yeah,
league.
like come on.
He's really
So,
good at run blocking. That's going to help out. Dalvin
no,
Cook a
yeah,
lot.
and so you still have Dalvin Cook. Now you added Hawkinson to
something
that
that
team.
Irv
You
Smith
still got
did
Justin
better.
Jefferson. You still got Adam Thielen. I mean, you still got so many weapons on this offense, and Kirk Cousins is still trying to fight, trying to prove his name this season. So, because in the past he's definitely been forgotten. So, I definitely take in Minnesota here, without question at all against Washington. Now Heineke, we'll see what he has to do, but no.
I know he's a division rival. I can't hate on the guy for getting the previous team's colors on his new kicks every week. I'd love to see that. The purple and yellow, wearing the skull shoes, but I gotta go Vikings here too. T.J. Hawkinson was huge for the run game more so than the pass game. And I think he's huge for the pass game. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's huge more so for the run game. And they needed a guy like that to really get Dalvin Cook some space. And they've been leaning more on Dalvin Cook. Give me Vikings and 3 spread. Give me the spread.
Yeah, for 3 spread, it's not there.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say. I couldn't agree more.
What if I told y'all this game was Sunday night at 7 o'clock?
Doesn't change shit for me. I'll be honest.
If it was Monday, I'd be a little bit more worried.
Prime time. I'm just kidding. It's at noon. So he should still be fine.
I'm going to sleep at like 6 o'clock. That's
Yeah, we could just go ahead and skip the next
No,
game.
I'm gonna mix it up and I'm gonna go Commanders in this one.
what to beat the Vikings for their second loss to the Philly.
Second loss.
Hey,
Heineke magic.
Hey,
No,
maybe
no,
the wheels gotta fall off the wagon eventually.
No, that isn't gonna
Kirk
happen.
Cousins,
bro.
you
No.
riding-
The only magic is Fitz magic. It's not Heineke magic. So.
Okay, brother, what are you thinking?
maybe.
But I want to say one thing that's kind of funny is if you listen to sounds from the sideline of the NFL for this past week, I don't know what their head coach's name is. I can't remember.
Who?
Ron Rivera.
No, for Minnesota.
Oh,
It's that young guy.
yeah.
Kyle something.
It's not Zimmerman. It's what's his face.
Oh yeah, it's
Again.
Zimmerman's son, right?
No, Zimmerman's son actually died recently. R.I.P. to Zimmerman's son.
For real?
Yeah.
He died earlier this week. No, but it's
can't
different.
think.
Really? What happened?
Regardless, he was calling a play and he's like, "All right, Kirk Cousins, I need you to come through for me on this one. We gotta get it going." Whatever. He scores a touchdown and he's like, "I do like that. I do like that." Yelling into the headset that goes into like the
Hey,
quarterback's headset.
wait! It's against the Commanders, right? Kirk Cousins' revenge game.
Yeah, he doesn't do good under pressure, guys. All right, next game we got is the Oakland Vegas Raiders at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, we could just go ahead.
Vegas
and skip that one.
or Raiders favored by 1.5.
You're up first. What do we got? Oh no, wait.
Now it's you.
Oh my bad.
Battle of the bottom.
Battle of the bottom.
Raiders against the Jaguars. I mean, I had to like check who they were facing a second time because I wasn't listening. Cause I stopped listening at Raiders because I was gonna pick the other team regardless of who you said. You can say fucking Houston at this point, and I'll take them. I mean, Raiders. I don't know what's going on, man. But 0 points on the board.
That's terrible.
They couldn't even. I had Daniel Carlson, man. They couldn't even get in fucking field goal range.
I
last
mean,
week.
They said
how do
they
you
can't
think
block.
I feel, man? I have Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller.
They didn't cross the 50 once.
101
That
yards
is
passing
insane.
from Derek Carr, by the way. I don't know what the total offense was, but 101 yards from your starting quarterback. Look, I mean,
Do you think it had to do something with Devontae Adams being hurt that game?
They did say he was sick or something.
Yep.
man,
Yeah, that shouldn't affect the way they played. Even
Sick
though
of playing for the Las
he's the
Vegas
star
Raiders.
player, you know, I think they still should have stepped up. They still had so many people out there. You know, I don't even. We should.
Devontae Adams.
There's nothing to say about this team right now.
Devontae Adams is only sick of playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. I saw this.
He chose to go there.
I saw this thing.
The
It was
Packers
like-
are going to pay him more.
It was like a video. It was a couple weeks ago. It was like after the end of a Raiders game, and he's walking out, and they weren't even playing the Packers. But there was this dude in like a Packers Devontae Adams jersey. And he's wearing a sign. He's like, Devontae Adams, I miss you. And Devontae Adams looks up and he's like, I miss you too. He walked out of the tunnel. This team. I'll be honest with you. I think the biggest problem with this team right now is actually Derek Carr. You look at all these other young quarterbacks in the league right now that have elevated once they got a new wide receiver. I mean, look at freaking Tua, look at Jalen Hurts. I mean, I can name several others. Look at all these other quarterbacks that have elevated their game when they finally were given a piece of talent. And you give arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league to Derek Carr, and he regresses.
He doesn't want to throw it to him because he doesn't want to favor him.
But never, I mean, no matter who he's throwing to, man, he's fucking shit. I honestly think the Raiders are not getting a pick for me for the rest of the season unless they show me something different. So I'll take Jaguars plus. I mean, I haven't said anything about the Jaguars, but fucking Duval, baby, Duval.
Yeah, I'm sorry I can't agree more. You know. I mean, I have a couple friends that are Raider fans, and God, it hurts me. But like, what the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing? I'm going Jags.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is going to be a good game for Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to throw a lot of touchdown passes. I just don't think they're going to be to his teammates. And so I'm going to take the black and silver on this one.
Oh my God, bro!
Trevor Lawrence at least 3 picks. 1 or 2 of them goes for a touchdown the other way.
So we'll get a new guess.
Or a fumble, maybe a fumble. He likes fumbles too. Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams don't want to be there. Derek Carr, like whatever, just hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs. Jaguars can't stop the run. That's how they're going.
But you think ITN's not gonna fucking eat?
Maybe. They're both trash. I'm not a diehard either fan.
To finish this pick off, I'm gonna have to agree with Aaron. I do think Vegas is gonna come back and is going to win. This is a
It was
big
pretty
turn
embarrassing
point.
last week.
It was a big embarrassment, and I think they're like, you know what? There's something going on.
They may
here.
hate each other, but after that
You know,
embarrassment,
after that embarrassment, they're like,
Put
you know
in the
what?
backup. Put in
They're
the
like, you
backup.
know what?
Take Derek Carr
We're
out.
coming back. We got Jacobs. We got weapons on our team.
Rich Gannon.
We got Devontae Adams. He's not going to be sick this time, hopefully. So I'm going to fire him up. Am I saying it's going to be a shootout? Maybe. Do I think it's going to be a close game? I think the
Las
only
Vegas with.
the only reason why it's going to be a close game is because there's going to be like 2 picks by each quarterback. But I think I agree with you there with the defensive touchdowns. I do think he's going to be throwing.
So I'm gonna fly out to Barcelona, meet up with Alex, grab 2 randoms, and we're gonna have a whole new cast next week for Cover 4 Sports. And it's gonna,
No, that's you probably show up a year late. It's okay. All right.
it's fine. A year late.
good luck.
Good luck to that.
What you got next?
All right, move on to the next game. We got the Birds against the other Birds. We got the
Birds
Seattle
against Birds.
Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh, that's a
That
good
is a game.
I like that game. I like that game.
What time is that
Arizona
at? What time is
favored
that
by
at?
2.
2.
It's a 3:00 game. There's only
I
2
like
afternoon games next week.
Okay. That's a game to watch.
Who you got, Aaron?
I'll let someone else start.
You know what? I'd like to start on this one. You know, because it's Cardinals Seahawks. You know, I mean, I'm a Kyler Murray fan. You know, I like Kyler Murray. You know, and
Kingsbury don't.
they got DeAndre Hopkins back, right?
D-Hop, baby.
yeah.
You know, and especially look, I would like to touch on that subject. Good for DeAndre Hopkins, you know, being back 2 weeks, and he has shown up. He's like, yeah, I might be out for all the way up until like week what? I think he was out for what,
It was
6
a
games?
6-game suspension.
Yeah.
He got on Twitter and he was like fucking after like his last 2 weeks. He got on Twitter and he's like he just put in like quotation marks. He's like, yeah, I'm 30 and I'm washed and I'm too old and I can't do it anymore. And I'm like, fucking tell him,
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I couldn't agree more.
The first week is bad.
I couldn't agree
That's
more
how
with
I do
Cardinals. You know, I think Arizona's it's not going to be a wash. You know, it's not going to be a huge spread, but I think Cardinals are going to beat the Seahawks. You know, because they've just been playing overall.
You think they'll beat them by
really
2?
good. No, I think they'll beat them by I don't know a touchdown and field goal to 10. I think they'll beat
So
them by
you
10.
think they're going to kill him? So you're going to cover the spread?
You know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna
gonna
cover
jump
the
on the
spread.
Hopkins hype train too, because when you said that, it kind of reminded me of that hype video that he released, and he's been dominating ever since. And Seahawks have not been able to stop anybody in the passing game, so I think it's a big day for Kyler Murray and D-Hop, and hopefully they get together because they're 3-5 right now, and a lot of people had them as playoff contenders, and it's not looking like it. Seahawks are taking their spot right now, and it's in Arizona, so I'll take the Redbirds to fly and cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to three-peat this one. I mean, Seattle's come out looking pretty good. I mean, Geno Smith coming out off the XFL, looking also good. But I mean,
Was he in the
back.
XFL?
Yeah, he was, right, Geno Smith.
Yeah, I think he was actually.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he was an XFL. That's Murphy, the Carolina quarterback.
Okay, well, no one knew.
It's Murray.
Okay, Geno Smith is
Whatever his
old as hell. Okay, anyways, whatever he was from,
He was a backup somewhere.
backup somewhere, XFL,
Actually,
whatever.
I think he was in Seattle. I think he was Russell Wilson's backup.
Was he?
Yeah.
He's Russell Wilson's backup.
Oh, he was.
He's
That's
been in
right.
the
That's right.
Jags.
Okay.
He's been
Okay.
he's been around a couple teams actually.
Yeah, well, he's come out, he's performed, but I don't think that's going to last long. Arizona has a pretty good defense too, so I think they're actually going to get a couple picks off of Geno because he just tries to launch it out there. He just kind of like what Tua does. You throw it to Tyreek, you just throw it towards Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's going to catch it. That's what he's doing with DK.
Have you seen his
and
passes
Lockett.
though this year? They've been tight spirals, like tight.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
been
a
tight.
couple. I've
Decaf
seen a
has
couple.
really
You
stepped up, you know.
But I still think that are y'all going for Seattle or something? Like I'm just
No,
curious.
but I
So-
do like his passes.
But I think Arizona's going to win this one. D-Hop's going to have a good one. But I also think Zach Ertz is going to have a field day as well on Arizona.
Definitely.
I'm gonna keep up with the constants on the channel for me, and there's 2 constants that I have. Other than last week, I kind of pulled for the Giants to get a win. Richie James, how are you doing? But
I know where you're going with this.
I fucking love Geno Smith, man. I've watched these throws.
Oh
DK
my
Metcalf
gosh.
stayed healthy. Tyler
Is he
Lockett's
healthy?
looking good. Yeah, bro.
Are they?
Kenneth
Yeah, he's
Walker is
questionable.
looking like he should have been the starter the whole time. I like what this
Well, I
Seahawks
love
offense is
I love
doing.
this
And if there's one thing that's almost more constant than the Seahawks production this season, is the Cardinals' ability to lose a football game. And I'll put it like this, man. The Cardinals can
wrong.
go out
They're the
there
new
and
Atlanta.
they can be flashy. They can get the stats. They can, make the hype videos. You have to put up good numbers. There's good fantasy value in these guys, but they're going to lose this game. They're going to lose this fucking game. I'm putting it on fucking the line right now. And Geno Smith will go out there and win. No cover 4. Sorry, boys. You should have backed the Seahawks, bro.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Next
We'll see
next
about that
game.
one. We'll see
Next
about that
game.
Next game is going to be the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Skip.
Tampa Bay is favored by 3.
What?
Okay.
Are you serious? Okay. I'd like to jump on this train first again. Look. I don't even want to get into this subject. It hurts.
Break the mic.
It
All I
hurts.
see is
Okay.
red on the camera.
It fucking hurts. Because, me, I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but I picked him up in fantasy because, I was like, you know what?
He has the weapons.
He has the weapons. He has Mike Evans, but oh my. I understand he's going through some shit. Okay?
They just announced a divorce.
But
But
that
it's
doesn't.
finalized.
Play
It's not
some
announced, it's
ball.
finalized.
Play some ball. Like, what are you doing?
You see that little line right there, that little green line? When it goes into the red, that means you're breaking people's eardrums.
Okay, look, Rams 100%.
Everyone can't
You know,
hear
I don't
you.
want to
You went Rams,
get into
okay.
it. Rams are going to 100%, 2 to 3 touchdown, like sweep them. I don't even think Tampa's going to even score a point, if not a field goal.
You know they traded Aaron Donald?
They did.
I'm just kidding.
He's like, what, did I miss it?
Hold up. I think Aaron Donald is going to at least get 2 to 3 sacks on Brady. So if I were you, I would at least sit Brady this week.
Brady's like one of the least sacked
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
I don't care.
Actually, he's
There's
the most
gonna-
sacked
you have
quarterback in
to.
NFL
You know
history.
what?
But he's played the longest.
You know what? To even add on to that, if you're gonna sack Tom Brady this week, make sure you put him to sleep too, because if you
We don't
hit,
condone
even
violence.
if
We
you-
don't, right? We don't wish violence. on people.
No. What I mean is like lay him to bed. Tuck him in.
Oh, so you
act
don't
as-
get a
yeah, so you
personal
don't get a
foul.
penalty.
You still get
because
penalized.
even if you touch him with your finger, you're gonna get a rough in the passer. It doesn't matter. Tom Brady is literally a baby.
And I'll hold a pillow and just shoulder pads from him.
Yeah. Lay him back to sleep. Put him down. Be like, oh, I hope you sleep well. Read him a book to sleep. It does not matter. But I think what's really going to keep this game interesting is, Brady being able to pull penalties. That's the only thing that's going
what's
to
gonna
keep this
make it
game
Penalties gonna win the game.
Yeah. The only
Anyway,
thing that's
he
going to
could
keep
do
this
it. He's
game
done it
interesting
before.
is Brady pulling penalties.
Okay. So as for my pick, I'm going Tampa Bay to win this game, and reason being is because Cooper Kupp might not be playing this week.
Really?
Yeah. There was some talks about him not playing this week. So
Oh yeah, that's huge. That's the entire Rams offense.
and so
Literally.
and like so I mean it's something to keep an eye on. But if that does come true, if that comes true, Tampa Bay should definitely win this game. And honestly, they have all the weapons, they have the defense for it. There's just been something going on there. But now that the divorce is finalized, I think he'll be fine. He's got all his buddies out there. He's doing what he wants to do. So I think he gets it all figured out this week, and they do beat the Rams this week.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never gone up to my buddies on the sideline and been like, "Fuck you! You're a piece of shit. You're the reason we're losing. It's not me. It's 100% you." But buddies, if you want to call them that, sure.
His lineman?
The lineman.
Regardless,
I love my family for this.
I never talked to my buddies like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I lost my family for this. Are you serious?
I
only play football.
You caused me a supermodel.
He's like, I could get another one, and don't worry.
No, you remember Zach Wilson costing the Supermodel,
Yeah.
right? Or,
the Bucks have been fucking something to behold this season in a manner that I never thought I'd fucking say. They are just fucking garbage. But
How's your
so are
300-pound
the
Leonard
Rams.
Fournette?
Yeah, Leonard Fournette's actually like the number 7 back in football and fantasy football, so I'm chilling with that. But look, nevertheless, the Rams have also looked quite dismal, and for me, this is like the garbage bowl, and you would have not thought that coming out of last season. But if you're telling me Cooper Kupp might miss, I'm 100% going in favor of the Bucks, regardless of how they've been playing. But if Cooper Kupp does play, I actually think that edges me in the Rams' favor because literally that is the focal point of their entire offense. So my pick kind of depends on whether or not this guy plays. If this guy plays, give me the Rams. If the guy doesn't play, give me the money line on the Bucks. 100%.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yeah, the Bucks have been really good at doing one thing this year.
Really bad.
That's playing defense.
That's losing.
The offense.
That's what they've been doing.
The
Is
offense
losing.
hasn't been very good at anything. I mean, they got almost the same record as the Rams. It's like 3-4 versus 3-5. So it's not like the Rams are all that great either. And I don't really trust the Rams' offensive weapons, especially since I think the Bucks have the tools to limit Cooper Kupp, especially if he's dealing with the ankle injury. I mean, Cooper Kupp still get 20 targets, so still play him in fantasy. But I'll take the Bucks at home to win this. Not saying I trust the Bucks offense, but I have more faith in Tom Brady than I do the Rams, even though they've let me down recently. But I'm taking the Bucks. And I take them not to cover the spread, though, because the spread's 3, and I think they're going to win by 3, so I wouldn't be covering.
What's the next game?
All right, the Sunday night game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Probably the best game on the slate, honestly. Both teams are 5-2. Titans been running crazy with Derrick Henry last week.
That's pretty much
But I
been
mean,
Yes,
I think
that's
that
all
was
they
against
are.
Houston, so I mean that's kind of everybody. Before that, he kind of been struggling. You got the Chiefs.
He's still one of the top backs. Derrick Henry's been running.
Anthony,
against a lot
how
of
about
Who,
you?
who did Chiefs pick up? Didn't they just trade for somebody?
They tried to trade
Oh,
for
they got
Josh.
the Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
They
I
tried to
forgot
trade
about that
for
one.
Josh Allen, which if they would have landed that one, that would have been huge. Not
quarterback?
Not the quarterback.
I was like, wait a minute,
Have
what?
Mahomes, you're gone. You're back up.
You're
now.
gone.
The
You're terrible.
defensive,
We need a slot
the
receiver. Go out
defensive
there.
end from the Jags. They were trying to make him like a Bradley Chubb-esque move.
Yeah.
It just didn't fall through. But
So did Jack, who you got?
Kansas City is favored by 12.5. Let me just say that.
this is a harder one for me than it
12
should
and a
be.
half.
And the only reason it's any kind of complicated is because of how good Derrick Henry's been. I mean, they throw Malik Willis. It doesn't fucking matter if it's Tannehill or Malik Willis. Whoever can hand the ball to their MVP is, what's going on. But I think right now, you look at the state of the Titans offense. Traylon Burks is still hurt. Robert Woods, they have like no passing game. I mean, I know the Chiefs defense ain't great. Somebody's eventually going to get to Derrick Henry. I think the Titans will keep it close. I don't know if I'm feeling comfortable on a 12 spread, but I will take Kansas City all day and night in this. And honestly, thinking about how overpowered their offense is, yeah, fuck it, give me the spread. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to take Kansas City plus 12. 12 and a half. I mean, it's just fucking 2 touchdowns.
It's just 2 touchdowns.
Just.
I mean, look at Kansas City in previous games. The Titans do have their number, though. Titans are kind of historically
What about you, Aaron?
really
What
good
do
at
you
beating
think?
them.
River, what do you think?
Well, y'all aren't gonna like this, but look, all I gotta say is, Kansas City's bye week was this last week. Okay, so not only are they fresh, they're like, I just slept like in my millionaire mansions. Okay, they're over here sleeping. Okay,
Tempur-Pedics.
exactly.
You know they're not
So
required to
they're
do
over here
anything,
sleeping
right?
like Dak on that commercial. Okay, so look, I think. I think this is going to be a really close game. Even though Tennessee,
Even with all that rest?
even with all that rest, I think the Titans are going to win.
Oh my.
Wait, what?
I think the Titans
All
are going to
right.
lose.
I'd like to clarify right here. If you're wrong on this show, let's make a bet. If you're right, we'll both take 2. All of us will each take 2 shots on the show. But if you're wrong, you have to take 2 shots on the show.
I'll take 4 shots.
4 shots. Back to back
Okay.
to back to back.
I'm not taking
Back to back to back to
We got
back.
it on video.
I'll take 4 shots, but I think it's going
Titans
to be
are
a
really
really
cheap.
close
4 shots for
game.
cover
Whether
4?
it be by 1 point, 3,
cover
4,
Cover
7.
4 for 4
Preview-
shots? 4
preview
shots for
next
cover
week.
4?
I'm gonna push this a little this way.
Yeah,
I keep
4
seeing
shots for
them
4.
flare into that
Okay, look, I think it's really going to come down to the last quarter, and whether it be the Titans just somehow pulling a clutch win. I think they're there for it. I think Derrick Henry is going to walk all over KC's defense, and that's what I think is going to be the turning point.
All right,
Because
I'd like to go next, please.
Go next. Go next.
So the Kansas City Chiefs have the 3rd highest ranked rush defense in the league, giving up only like 92 yards per game. So, what Titans only do well, only since they traded A.J. Brown, that's the only thing that they can literally do. Kansas City's pretty good at stopping it because they got Chris Jones up front. He's like 7'6", 440 pounds. Like, dude's a monster. If I ever saw him,
exaggerated numbers.
if I ever saw him on a football field, I would retire immediately.
That's a big motherfucker.
His arm is
He makes me look short, okay, man, and I'm above 6 foot, okay,
His
and that's
arm
saying
length is
something.
like the size of my body. Anyways, I was wondering why the spread was so high on this game because 12.5 seems ridiculous. And then I started to take a look at the Titans' schedule. So, they played the Giants. They lost 21-20. The only really good team they played was the Bills. They lost 41-7. They barely beat the Raiders by 2. They barely beat the Colts. They barely beat Washington. They barely beat the Colts again. They barely beat the Texans. After Derrick Henry rushed for 200 yards, they won 17-0. So now, I'm going to take the Chiefs in the spread, and I'm looking forward to next week, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to y'all taking shots.
Let's go ahead and get these 4 shots just put right here in front of
Yeah,
his
for
face
real,
because he's about to
just-
take all these next
These
week.
guys need bugged
I feel really bad for him because he actually might be sick, the same sickness that Devontae Adams got, honestly, where he really can't play.
What I was gonna say, by the way, about that bye week thing is, I think it's like as of this season or some shit, the players are not required to like work on the bye anymore, so they don't have to like work out. And
Yeah,
do
they get the
anything,
whole week
so
off.
They're fresh, bro. They're chilling.
They're
coming out of
confused,
this
but they're
week.
fresh.
They're confused but fresh.
I don't think the Chiefs are that confused. I mean, Kadarius Toney is, but I think the rest of them are just fine. I don't know.
But yeah, I am agreeing with not this guy, but the other two.
sensible
Yeah,
people too.
yeah, the other smart people at the table here.
Okay, buddy.
If he wins,
If he wins, I will be very surprised. But Tennessee
I
is
will take
definitely
these shots.
Yeah, I will definitely take
cheers
these
you.
shots. I will cheers you, and I will take these shots. I will take the worst shot. I will
that
take.
is a bold
I will
predicament.
take two.
A Jaeger.
I will take
Just
two shots
Jaeger.
of Rumple.
He'll do Rumble.
will
I
do
have Rumple in my fridge right now.
Why do you think I said it? Two Rumple. I will take it if Tennessee wins. Tennessee's not going to win against KC. KC's going to stomp the floor.
All
I'm
right.
taking the spread.
Well, next week got very interesting.
This is a Monday game.
Yeah, so the last game on the slate is going to be the Monday night game. We got the Baltimore Ravens at New Orleans Saints. Baltimore's favored by 2.5, so they had to win by a field goal. Saints,
That I understand.
they played the Vegas last week, shut them out, right? That's the team that shut them out 24-0.
Shit on
Saints defense looking pretty legit.
With freaking no Marshawn Lattimore, like they had backups in. I mean, that could speak in direction of either team.
No, you're also talking about Vegas versus.
Yeah,
New Orleans,
they could
so.
speak in direction.
They've had a lot of injuries
throughout the
I
year.
applaud
their
the
defense
coaching
was
staff.
good. 100%.
I don't think it's enough to overcome Baltimore's talent. I think it will be a close game, though. I think the Saints defense will do really good against Lamar Jackson and all that. I just don't really trust the Saints offense, but then again, the Ravens defense hasn't been that good.
But they got that new addition.
So
They
you know what?
got that-
I'll actually take the Saints. I'll take the Saints to win.
This is a hard one for a lot of reasons. I mean, you look at both.
So you're
teams.
taking Saints money line?
I mean, yeah, if they win, it's,
You take them spread. Spread's only 2, so
Yeah,
it's 2.5 for Baltimore's favor. So
Yeah, might as well just take the money line.
So for me, I mean, this is a hard
In the
one
Superdome?
to call. I mean, you look at the Ravens defense, which has been shit all year. They just got Roquan Smith. So how's that going to affect on the immediate impact? You look, they also just lost Rashad Bateman, and they don't have like what is it? There's no Kenyon Drake. Gus Edwards is kind of banged up, so it's going to be
Kenyon Drake's
or not Kenyon
he's out?
Drake. J.K. Dobbins.
Okay,
Gus
yeah.
Edwards kind of banged up, so it's going to be Kenyon Drake pretty much is like the lead back. With Lamar Jackson, you have no Rashad Bateman. You look over on the other side of the ball, you have freaking Saints defense been playing really good, kind of opposite, even regardless of injuries. They got Andy Dalton now as QB1. There's going to be
Still got
possibly
Kamara.
Jarvis Landry, probably not though, from what I read earlier.
Michael
Looking
Thomas.
like no Michael Thomas, so it's like, what's going on here? The resurgence of Alvin Kamara last week. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, and surprisingly, I'm actually going to pick the Saints to win it barely. Now, the last like 3 times I picked the Saints, they've lost, so we'll see what happens.
You know,
with that means I changed my pick then.
look,
They beat the Raiders.
you know, to add on to this, you know, I think what it's really going to come down to is like whoever has the possession of the ball last. You know, I think it's going to be a really good close game, even though everybody has their, you know, their power plays, you know, their targets. You know, they both have, you know, they have all right teams. You know, they're both there to play, and I think what it's really going to come down to, I think if Baltimore ends up with the ball last, I think I think the Saints defense will shut them out. You know, and I think the Saints are going to have a bit more of like a field day than the Ravens. You know, and I think they're going to overall win, whether it be by a field goal or a touchdown. You know, I think what's going to happen is like the Ravens are going to get like more frantic near the end.
It'll be a close game too. I think it might come down to, like you said, Baltimore trying to drive against that New Orleans defense, which Baltimore's been in that spot a lot this year on those last drives trying to win the game, and they come short. So
Yeah, see,
I think it'd be like that.
So you got New Orleans as well?
yeah, I have New Orleans
For the
because
money
I
line or
think
for the spread?
I think that spread is really low. I think what's really going to happen is that last quarter is going to happen, and New Orleans, like they've been, they've been really a second half team, and I think they're going to show up, and the Ravens aren't going to be able to catch up. I think that's what's going to happen is, the Ravens might be leading in the first half, but the New Orleans, they're going to overcome, make it even, and then they're going to somehow score again, and the Ravens are going to be playing catch up, and I don't think the Ravens are going to be able to catch up. So that's how I think it's going to happen.
Hey, 1 second. I need to do something real quick. 1 second. Cover 4! Get this shit out of here! New Orleans is gonna win. I mean, it's gonna be a close game. I do think it is. I actually do. I do like what you said here, especially with it being a second half team, and whoever has the last possession is definitely gonna have the lead here. And so, but I do think New Orleans is coming out. Their defense has been playing really nice, and I think Lamar Jackson is gonna be a little bit limited with Bateman out, and also a couple other injuries there as well. I would love to see how Roquan Smith does out there, but I'm still leaning New Orleans here. So
Look, if you're the Saints right now, you go sign Chris Jericho after what I just saw this past week. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah, he's looking good.
All right, well, that's all the games. This has been a very interesting week. We're gonna get to watch this guy take a shit ton of shots next week, so it'll be a good one. I think we're going to try and bring back Homer Helpful next week. It'll be, a little bit all over the place right now while Alex is in Barcelona. Mm-hmm. But, hey, I mean, it could be a lot worse. Alex could be here making really dumbass picks like the Steelers beating the Eagles.
Right? Like, what the
he
fuck
probably
is
would have
that?
picked Houston tonight.
So, y'all.
So, I mean, I guess I'm a good replacement, huh?
You did a great
You're-
job. We appreciate you being on the show.
So
tonight.
this is where we cut. Y'all, that's Cover 4 Sports, where the four of us
Appreciate you guys. God
talk
bless
about
y'all.
two sports.
Time to go
Thank
watch
y'all for
football.
watching. Subscribe. See y'all later.
Ride with your bitch in a top down, fuck with the beat, no sauce.